Day one at the Gabba, the second test. What's going to unfold in this next little chapter of Ashes cricket? Edge taking it first. Start. First over again. You can't keep him out of the game. Chops it on. It's 2 in 2 for Stark. And the big left armour delivers once again for his country.
Nice straight bat. Lovely balance, lovely timing.
Set back. Problem here. Gets in. Brilliant English. The wicket keeper, no gloves, no worries, throws him down. That's the ones the Aussies wanted.
Tuck fine. It should get there. It's the first test century on Australian soil for Joe Root. Relief for Joe.
Carey going back. Marnus. The corner. What a catch. As he holds the ball up. And what a night it's been for him as well.
And if your friends jump in,
Should be safe. Oh, remarkable. Marnus, you beauty.
50 for Jake Weatherall. You'll enjoy that.
That is a magnificent stroke from Mitchell Stark. He's starting to put on a show.
In Australia, they're bowled out to 511.
Bowling with the first. Kept low.
Oh my God, what a grab! Steve Smith to his left. Incredible.
Oh, that's it, Nick. He's gone. The captain's gone. Lisa's done it. The towels are up and he can't believe it.
Oh, Steve Smith. He's in a bit of a hurry. There's a bit of a chat too between Smith and Archer.
Well, Barsman, there's nothing going on, champion.
Eye to eye. Archer and Smith are still going.
Oh, Sponger is in for the fight.
Smith takes it on. Can he win it with a six? He's pumped the captain. And Australia are dominating England. Again, an 8-wicket win.
They say catches win matches.
Get out the way, get out the way.
That has not been
Get
more
out the
true
way.
than what we saw in the second test at the Gabba. Australia, England, Ashes. Australia go 2 up in this best of 5. Just a very interesting game of cricket. Just a very, very good. Just cricket in general is interesting. How could you not be interested about it? So we've had the Rugby World Cup draw this week. We've had India versus South Africa playing best three ODIs. New Zealand versus West Indies Test 1. But we're just going to do a full-on podcast, baby, about the second test of the Ashes. Because England lose another one. Another one bites the dust. They are now down 2-0. No team has come back from 2-0 in Australia since Donald Bradman's team back in however long ago that was. England have not come back from 2-0 in Australia, I don't believe, ever. So, for all argument's sake, it's pretty much over, but let's talk about it. So, catches win matches. Mitchell Stark, again, just absolutely carrying the Australian attack. Sure, yes, brilliant. The best fast bowling performance of this generation coming to you live from the Gabba. It was spectacular. 6 wickets again in the first inning, 77 in the next, and when he was batting in the first innings, just... yeah, overall very impressive from Mitchell Stark. Michael Neser, we were saying before the Ashes, I was keen for him to get that spot over Doggett. This was before knowing that Hazelwood is now out for the entire series, which is quite a big revelation. But there was one man on that pitch throughout the 4 days who I thought was the most underrated story talking... I have heard the media talk his name, but not up to how much I'm going to glaze him right now. Alex Carey with the gloves. Wow. That is seriously impressive. If you hitting a ball down a cricket pitch when it's going 140, I've never actually faced that, but I assume it's quite difficult. But then to catch it with someone standing in front of you just seems absolutely impossible. The fact that they dropped Nathan Lyon before this test because the wicket was green and wasn't really doing much, I can understand the decision making, and I'm really glad my Queensland boy Michael Neser came in because I'm a big Michael Neser fan. But to make it feel like he's an off spinner, to have someone at the gloves, but not only someone at the stumps, but not only that, to to do it in such a way that you're going for a stumping opportunity. There were a couple of times where he appealed for stumpings. He didn't get any, but that was just absolutely nuts. Just technically perfect. Yeah, just to have him as an off-spin. Nice is bowling 130 to 140, and he didn't drop one catch throughout this test. Catches win matches, and Alex Carey was a massive reason that the Australians won this game. It was their fielding overall, whether it was Josh Inglis's run out on Ben Stokes in the first innings with one stump to look at, every single opportunity, well, Marnus's catch out in the outfield. There were 3 or 4 catches throughout this match that could have been contenders for the catch of the year. It was outstanding fielding from Australia, and they really just show you what a together cricket team really looks like. England seem a little disjointed, right? When the catch went down from Jamie Smith, you could see the body language. You could see Jofra Archer on his knees. But then Australia, when they celebrate a wicket, it seems like they're all genuine mates, and that doesn't surprise me, seeing as they've been together for 20 years at this point, it seems like. England have a lot of stuff to deal with, but we're getting probably a little bit too ahead of ourselves. Let's go through it innings by innings, shall we? Because I watched all this test. Sorry, I haven't been bothered with the podcast recently. Life has been up, but I needed to talk about this because it was stunning. It really was. The first innings, Mitchell Starc again from the very start just sets the tone. First wicket, getting Duckett on the first over. It just seems inevitable at this point of Mitchell Starc with a new ball. Just, he's going to get a wicket in Test cricket. It's unbelievable, this dude, what he can do. The fact that they can go into every test and they're already down a wicket and they only need 9 just changes the entire momentum of the match. If I was McCullum, I'd be really talking to Crawley and Duckett and just go, guys, 5 overs. Give me 5 overs to get through so that we can just have some momentum. Because as soon as you have 1 wicket in the very first over of a 5-day match, well, it's supposed to be a 5-day match, the momentum just completely changes. So, yeah, it was insane that he got it. And then when he got Pope after he chopped it on, after really poor selection from Ollie Pope, the length just wasn't there. Root was out in 2.3 overs, and I wrote in my notes, Jesus, this has to be Root's best, and it was Root's best in Australia. He got his fabled 100. He did the old, what's the big deal? And England on that first day, English fans, English media were all really up. Right? They had 334 in the first innings. Joe Root 138 of 206, really nice. Zach Crawley getting some runs after the pair in Perth was quite nice to see, 76 off 93. So after the first days, I'm locked in. I'm ready for a 5-day match. I'm ready for it to go, Test cricket, mano a mano. Let's do this stuff that other people can't seem to fathom someone enjoying, watching 5 days of absolutely nothing happening, of just bowling the same line and same length, like early man hunting an animal and just like trying to wear them down. I'm ready to go. And then the next day, Australia just really, I don't even know if it was a mix of just poor bowling but look at these stats. Brandon Cass, 29 overs, 152 runs, 4 wickets. Ben Stokes, who was probably the pick of the bowlers, 3 for 113. Where was Jofra, man? He was bowling fast balls in the 4th innings. We'll get to that, but yeah. And then Mitchell Starc, 77 of 141, the highest run scorer for Australia. Just an absolutely insane innings. Him and Scott Boland, both the tail enders, with Nisa as well, facing up to 50 overs just to make sure that England faced the new ball under lights on that day 2. Sorry, this was day 3 at this stage. An absolute masterclass. Day 3 was really where it was won and lost. But the Australian scorecard, I'm just going to go through it. Travis Head, 33. Weatherall, 72. Labuschagne, 65. Steve Smith, 61. Cameron Green, 45. Alex Carey, again, Alex Carey was my man of the match in this. Because Starc's going to be getting wickets because he's the pick of the bowlers and he's the wicket taker, right? But Alex Carey, to do the things that he did, 63. Josh Inglis, 23. Nisa's 16. Starc, 77, Scotty Boland, 21 off 72, and Doggett with a handy 13. Everyone in double figures. No one going on to get a big run, but that's just the sign of a team. And Australia are a team, and England seem to be a team of individuals, and they really are dependent on Root. Lots of problems in this English camp, man. Really dependent on Root, and if Root's not getting the runs, you have Harry Brook, we'll get to him, Stokes, who has to come out and feel like he has to save these innings. It's just not good enough if you want to win an Ashes in Australia. It's just really not. Then the other noticeable things that happened was the day 2, we talked about the Marnus catch, the Australian batting that we talked about. Really nice to see Jake Witherell get some runs. He is a talent. He is going to be there for a while, I think, even though he's in his 30s. Labuschagne as well has really answered the plate. Steve Smith has just Steve Smith doing Steve Smith things. Cam Green with 45 of 57, all runs, just handy runs. And then the English come in. And the English at this stage, they're down 170 runs or something. So you would think, okay, guys, go for the draw. Or just try bat as long as you possibly can. Bazball is not the time for this. And just disappointing runs everywhere. Third innings, Zach Crawley, 44, who's, he nothing to be ashamed of. Ben Duckett, one of the names that didn't really get many runs in Perth. Didn't get many runs here. Be better. Ollie Pope. You might get dropped. You might be getting dropped. Whether it's bringing in the spinner, whether bringing in the spinner, or they've got another batsman at 3 who can come in. He hasn't really impressed me. Joe Root, 15 off 36, and then Harry Brook. Bro, how can you whip New Zealand so badly on New Zealand soil, and then when it's a bigger test match, just go missing? When coming into this series, me and my friend were talking about who do I think has the most legacy-wise on this series. He picked Joe Root. I picked Harry Brook. The reason I did that is because Harry Brook is at that level internationally in international cricket where I really truly believe that he is a up there batsman. Like, I'm talking top 3 to 5 batsmen in the world. And I was like, if you can come to Australia and put up runs, don't even have to win the series, just put up runs. He is the type of talent that should be getting a 180 in this series and leading England to at least one win. Whether it would be like when they were last year, Alistair Cook, you'd have to say, would be the Joe Root comparison, but maybe you could play the Jonathan Trott role of getting 180 in one test. But to get out, and the way he gets out, just playing reckless shots and times that are needed for Test cricket is the best because the times it changes during the day and stuff. Your tactics need to change, and it needs to be game awareness. It's the ultimate game of game awareness and tactics because it's so long. There's so much time to waste, so much times to defend, times to go on the attack, and he's just not reading it at all. And it's been very, very, very disappointing. So I actually went to, this was Saturday night, and I'm a young bloke on a Saturday. I'm going to go out drinking with my friends. So I watched it, and they were 4 down. I was like, okay, well, Brook and Root will be under lights, and then they'll be 4 down. They'll go on to get 70 or something the next day, and this game will probably end up with a draw. I sent a message to my mates, and this match after day 3 has draw written all over it. What happens? Brook and Root out. Ben Stokes has to come in. Jamie Smith next day out. Will Jacks comes in. This is the best England have batted throughout the series was that morning session on day 4 of Stokes and Jacks. No, well, not morning because it was day night, but with Stokes and Jacks when they were batting, and 50 off 152, strike rate of 32. That's Test cricket. That's what I want to see. 41 off 92, 44 strike rate. That's what I want to see. And those were the only guys to show any type of resistance. And then Steve Smith caught Will Jacks with one of the great catches ever. Unbelievable catch. Going to his right with momentum, then to duck back and then catch it left-handed on the floor. Freakish. Absolutely freakish. The guy is, he's now taken the second most catches of all. You don't want to have records being set against you. Mitchell Starc is now the highest wicket taker for a left-hander in cricket history, cricket test match history. Steve Smith is now second, I believe, on the catches of all time. And that one was a screamer. Absolute perler. My goodness. That's why I love it. But not only that, because Carey's up at the stumps there, and Nisa's bowling at 135, and to pick it up late under lights, diving to your left, the reaction time was insane, and he looked like a kid at kindergarten who had just found his favorite crayon as he was holding that. He was so childish and giddy, and he was running around. He didn't know how to celebrate, but he knew he had just caught match 2. He knew he had just won, because if those two had gone on for another, say, 50 overs and put another 100 runs on the board, it gives England hope. It gives them a chance. That was when they were ahead by 60 or something, and to lose that, then get the tail enders in, that was the match there. And then the real nail in the coffin after that was, again, my boy Alex Carey. After Michael Nisa bowled, and it's just a feathery edge straight into the gloves. He knew it instantly, threw it up, and then Ben Stokes running off. That's going to be an image of this Ashes, of him banging his helmet. It was just England just, you're not up to the standard that you need to be in Australia. When you come to this country, it's the hardest place in the world to win. And you talked a lot of smack. This is the worst Australian team ever, remember, Stuart. That's for Stuart Broad, if you're not listening. And I don't know what it is with you guys, but and I'm a New Zealand fan, and Brendan McCullum is my favourite cricketing legend of my childhood. But there's something deeply wrong with how you're playing. Deeply, deeply unsettlingly wrong. The first innings, when you get 331, good job. You need to bowl some better things to Australia, because there was, for Jofra Archer, there's no pace on that, and he seems to be one of those players who gets disheartened very easily. And cricket, if you stand out in the hot sun in an oval with 10 of your mates doing the same thing all day, with 11 of your mates, you need to be talking. You need to be hyped. You need to have some energy in the field. And England just seemed so disconnected. They seemed like as soon as stuff was going wrong, as soon as they couldn't get hit and Weatherall cheaply, and going into, what do you call it? Test cricket that you're here to play, they seem to be disheartened. So this isn't T20. This isn't ODI. This is not Bazball. The wicket's not as flat as England, and not as uninspiring like English food. There is stuff going on under the lights, with the swing of the ball. There's stuff that goes here that doesn't go anywhere else. And not to play a warm-up match is just arrogant. I'm sorry. Not to go to Canberra and play under lights with a pink ball. Jamie Smith had never played a pink ball test. And so when he drops a catch, under lights, the pink ball, and you've never been in that position, it's hard to do it the first time. So what's going on with the coaching? I'm not even an English fan. I'm annoyed for the Barney Army, which brings me to my next point. Get a new chant. They're like the vuvuzelas of cricket. We are the army, the Barney Army. And the annoying thing is, when you're watching this for 4 days straight, I mean, actually, to be fair, it's not really annoying, because I don't mind the atmosphere and stuff, but to listen to it with headphones for 4 days straight, and then one side of the ground is going, we are the army, the other side will start, but like 1/16 of a beat off, so it just sounds awful. But it's funny, but I'm just like, can we get some new chants? Can we get some new material? Barney Army, I like the song, just 4 days in a row of the same thing is a bit, when you were in England last time, you weren't doing that. But I mean, credit to them, they had the Star Wars characters there, which was really funny. Really like that. So going forward, what needs to happen is a completely change of everything for England. I think there's way too much short and wide stuff, way too many free runs, just no attacking fields, just expecting things to happen, which in Perth was fine because that wicket was crazy. There was a whole bunch of stuff was happening, and it was just nuts, and the arid weather over in Perth. But just to come in, and it seemed like if they didn't get the breakthrough, they were disheartened, and that body language that I've already talked about was just really bad. So, yeah, if you're an English fan, I think the series is good as over. I think at the moment now you're just hoping that you don't get swept, because I think you're going to get swept. Yeah, but take a leaf out of the book of the West Indies versus New Zealand game, right? So West Indies versus New Zealand, the test went 5 days. It was a draw, and stand by. Okay, so West Indies gets... I wrote in my notes this. I wrote in my notes on day one. So I was going to do a whole thing on this test match. So I wrote in my notes, New Zealand versus West Indies. Slightly less interesting due to the West Indies batting collapse. They've been doing it all year. Collapsing overs. It's the West Indies, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. You're either smashing it for six, or you're either smashing it for six, or you're trying to, or you're getting out quickly. That's what the West Indies do. And then the first innings, Ravindra and Latham, 279 partnership, Ravindra 171, special talent, Latham 145. New Zealand a lead of 481 with 2 days. Assume New Zealand will win. West Indies came out with so much heart during that. Justin Greaves got 202 in this game, and he got let me see. He faced 388 balls during this match. 388 balls. That's as many as the whole English side faced during the first Ashes. That is Test match cricket. That's what it's all about. It's and that wicket was the most uninspiring wicket of all time. Nothing was happening. New Zealand lost Matt Henry due to injury, and it was just classic Test match cricket, and I love it because on the fifth day there was nothing going on apart from defense, because Kamar Roach 58 off 233 balls. Shea Hope also got 140 off 234, but they got 457 for 6. They were chasing 531 runs, which would have been the highest run chase by like 100 runs in cricket history, and they went for it. But you know the difference is that the West Indies in the final session settled for a draw by just not giving away their wicket cheaply, and England really need to work on not giving away their wickets with driving on the up, with doing some stupid ass stuff that they've been doing, because I'm getting mad because I'm a cricket fan and I want to see some good test cricket. I want to see it. And England are just not providing, and you talk so much smack before coming here. And this being the worst side ever, you've got this dude called Pat Cummins coming back, and he's going to be replacing either Doggett or Nisa, probably Nisa, and he's going to be bowling some insane swingers, get some movement. And if you're not ready for Stark and you're not ready for Nisa and Doggett, you're not going to be ready for Cummins, because Cummins is an all-timer. And you've just talked a lot of smack, and the media has been like, this is when they were doing the combined 11s, apparently Ben Duckett was ahead of Weatherald. I haven't seen that, and apparently Jofra Archer hit a Stark. Well, who's going to have that now? Oh, man. Sorry, but I just want to see a competitive series, and it just annoys me that this team isn't doing it, and it annoys me that Australia's winning easily, because no one likes the Australian cricket team, even though this is the most likable iteration the Australian cricket team has ever had. But you know who's more dislikable than Australia currently? Is the English side, because they talk a lot of smack. The media comes up and say, we're the greatest team. This is a better team than Australia. We just haven't shown it. Well, I haven't seen it. And also in the fourth innings, why is Jofra Archer talking smack when you need 60 runs? If that was me in that situation and I had to come out to an absolute owl, I'd keep my mouth shut and I'd be getting ready for Adelaide. And he was the one who started it with Steve Smith. Steve Smith just like whipped him all around the park, which was a very interesting fourth innings chase of 60. It was great. And he said the quote of the year, which is bowl fast when there's nothing going on, champion. Just absolutely lovely words from Steve Smith. The reason that he said that, I believe, because I tried to give it a listen because I was curious, because Steve Smith never really talks smack, is Jofra Archer went up to him, and I think he said, swing late when you don't need a lot of runs. So it was like the same sentence structure minus the champion. But yeah, Jofra Archer, mate, you can't be bowling 150 got up to when you're at 135 when you actually need to be bowling fast. So yeah, just not good. Jofra Archer really needs to stand up. England need to stand up. I'm going to stop it here because England stopped it on day 3. So why should I try, right? Thank you for listening. I am going to be taking a break from podcasting. Life is going to be getting a bit in the way. But yeah, thanks for giving it a listen. Keen for Adelaide days 3, 4, and 5. Should just do a real quick update on sport of... no, you know what? Nah, I'm not. Okay, bye. That was weird. See ya.